Well, welcome back to this year's Master Gardener Tour from Hamilton County. I am beginning here at the Alter Eco Farm. I just want to tell you a little bit about the Master Gardeners before we get started. From their website, I'm going to put a link to their website in the description, but from their website, there are about 300 Master Gardeners in Hamilton County. To become a Master Gardener, you need to go through, I think, a 14-week course. There are a number of hours of community service involved. There's, well, like a refresher course every year. Every year you have to do the community service. And, the few places that I've been last year and this year, these are just some of the nicest people you could ever hope to meet. So I hope that you will enjoy this tour this year. Now, like I said, I am here at the, I can never remember the name of this place, the Alter Eco Farm. And I wanted to start here. I'm kind of going backwards to the map. And the map, the very first stop is up at the top of Signal Mountain. Then the stops come down the mountain and then goes up around over here to Hickson. And I started here in Hickson, and I'm going to go through the map backwards. So I'll put a map up somewhere in this video, and then everything's going to be time stamped as we go through, so you can skip around if you want to. But this is not really a flower garden here. This is a soil farm. They work with alpacas, they create compost, they work with the agriculture department from the University of Tennessee doing studies on earth biomes and the bacteria that helps plants grow. And so we're just going to take a little bit of a time, not a long time, but a little bit of a time to show you what's here. And then we'll get on to the home garden tour right after that.
Basically, it creates a second habitat for bugs, salamanders, snakes, all those things. And then
it's actually, and it's but hard to bowl. Don't you think that the better was because of the
microorganisms on the compost. We make extracts with compost. We love compost. The type of composting we do is called thermophilic composting. That means that it gets super, super hot. The reason that we do thermophilic composting is because when it gets that hot, it kills any pathogens, which you don't really have, but better safe than sorry, and it kills weed seeds, which is really important for us because we are selling our products to farms and gardens, and we do not want to be selling volunteers. That doesn't seem cool. So this pile was built on Friday. It is currently at 164 degrees. Yesterday, when at like 9 a.m. yesterday, it was 108. So that's how quickly this is heating up. It is heating up purely through like the magic of biology alone. When we make these piles, it's about 50 to 55% wood chips, 30 to 35% green materials, and the rest high nitrogen, give or take. There's a little bit of wiggle in that. When it gets to a certain temperature, so we want it between 130 and 170 degrees. That's the sweet spot to kill pathogens and weed seeds. We keep it there anywhere from 1 to 3 days before we turn it, depending on the temperature, right? We're making sure it's what we call hot enough, long enough. When we're ready to turn it, we're crazy. We turn it by hand with pitchforks. We take this cage off. We put it on another pallet. We make the ring again. We take this top third off and we put it on a tarp. We take the middle third and we put it on the bottom of this one. We take the bottom, that now becomes the middle, and then the top's what we put a snowshoe. Yep, so that's how we kind of rotate those thirds.
Do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forklift.
Well, even then, if we did, our goal is to get a different part in the middle each time, right? Because everything has to be hot enough, long enough, and only the middle's getting hot enough, long enough.
right, that is the Alter Eco farm. It's really, really interesting here. And it's only about 6 acres, so it's not real big, but they are doing some phenomenal stuff here. And I think coming here to learn more about composting or to learn more about how to regenerate flower beds at your home. One of the interesting things that she said was that if we put nutrients into our flower beds, if we buy this stuff at the store to put in, she said that's really like giving yourself a vitamin, but it's not fixing your diet. And so what they're trying to do is put the microbiome animals, the bacteria, the fungi, all the other stuff back into the soil because they generate the food that feeds your plant. So I learned something. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go over to Signal Mountain and look at the first home garden. All right, I am at my first stop on Signal Mountain. Now, I have driven through a torrential downpour. I was afraid that maybe the whole thing would be rained out, but this is a rain or shine event. And so I am here to look at a very small garden, but it is beautiful. So let's take a look. They are building a greenhouse up here, and there's some glass around the other side of the house that I've already looked at, but let's walk around the back to see what's on the other side of the house. All right, we are at the second stop, and this place, just looking at it from the street, is absolutely gorgeous. I just walked up the driveway a little bit, saw the tennis courts, the the external sort of house where they've got fireplace, a place to sit out here in the dark. Let's go take a look. We're getting close to the end. Now I'm going through these gardens backwards. So I started off at number 6 and I'm now at number 2 on my way to number 1. I was going to break this up into 2 days, but between the compost in Hickson and the first garden I hit over here on Signal Mountain, the bottom fell out of the sky while I was driving. And so I'm trying to get as much of this done today in case I have to come back tomorrow to do some makeup work. And there are a couple of places I might come back to tomorrow. But anyway, this garden here is huge. All right, well, evidently I can't count because now I'm at the next to the last garden. And I am still on Signal Mountain. All of these homes are on Signal Mountain, which means when it snows here in Chattanooga, a lot of times Signal Mountain is cut off from the world. The road up here will close. Sometimes there's ice, sometimes there's falling rock, there's all kinds of stuff. So when you drive up here, you want to get it all done while you can. That's why I'm still sort of going along. I think I'll get done with all of these today. So let's take a look and see what's in the backyard back here. All right, well, I have now officially made it to stop number 1, which is stop number 6 for me. And this house looks beautiful just from where I'm standing. So we're going to see what we got here in the backyard, and I'll be back in a little bit. have come to the end of the tour, and I am headed back home. I hope that you have enjoyed this tour around the Master Gardener. I will put some information in the description below on how you can find the Master Gardeners of Hamilton County, and maybe some more information about this tour. They do this every year, and I look forward to being back again next year.